All right, so quickly, I'm going to talk about this quantum computer or quantum stargates. Yeah, quantum computer Stargate projects, or Stargate projects, better said. So, if you are familiar with the changes that people are doing and how they are moving in their technology, most of you are aware of the quantum computers and then the quantum realms and quantum dimensions, how they're trying to explore it through the computers. All right. Now, I've said plenty of times there is a difference between using a device like a quantum computer that renders something for you, okay, in an artificial construct called that computer, versus taking an artificial construct like a quantum computer, but instead of rendering a construct on a screen, on a virtual world, it interacts with the environment. So this becomes, instead of being focused on, let's see, instead of it, this could be called field bridging. So instead of being focused on entering a world within a construct or worlds within a construct, you are focused on entering into the worlds that already exist within this natural, divine construct. Okay? A good construct. The most advanced biological natural construct ever. Nature. Nature already exists in multiple dimensions. So again, I'm gonna reiterate, it's less about getting into what I am talking about here is less about getting into a realm, a quantum realm within a construct called a computer, okay? And more about using the functions to interact with the environment, okay? Those people who work on that, yeah, now it's about phase, it's about phase state. This makes portal travel less about massive infrastructure, kind of like what you see people are doing in the Stargate project with the AI and everything. It's less about the massive infrastructure, or as in Stargate, and more about phase state compatibility. All right. If these dimensions already exist within and around us, and even on a micro to macro scale, well, why we don't necessarily have to shift or have to visit such dimensions within a construct, because once there's a plane of existence that holds a bunch of other existences, and in this case of the quantum computer, well, obviously that plane is already interacting with other planes, aka the people and the environment it's built in, from the people it's built in with their current understandings, you know. So it's going to have its own uniqueness of, I guess you could say, physical, quantum physical properties. Okay. But if we're working with the natural world, then it's going to be more grounded. It's going to be more relatable, you can say. Understanding these things will be more relatable. Understanding whatever you may discover will be more easier to relate, rather than going into an artificial world that's based on an actual point of energy. But now it's about, instead of going into the artificial world, now it's about working with the natural world. So now I'm going to read here how AI put it. This what's this thing called, ChatGPT? It says, in theory, quantum computers already function on the level of entanglement, superposition, and non-locality. Entanglement, yeah, okay. But again, remember, there's a construct. It's existing within a human-made construct. There's bound to be discrepancies. Okay, there's bound to be different factors, different variations and variants. Okay, so traits that resemble some qualities of Stargate-like mechanisms. Now, if we stretch the analogy, Here's how a quantum computer could act like a micro Stargate. The quantum computer function, this will be quantum computer function. This will be Stargate analogy. My bad. This hand, based on what I'm reading, but this hand will represent quantum computer function, Stargate analogy. On quantum computer function, entanglement. How can it act like a Stargate? Micro Stargate, entanglement. Instant connection between particles regardless of distance. Stargate analogy, wormhole-like link across vast spatial or even dimensional distances. Superposition existing in multiple states simultaneously. Multipath gateway potential to many realities or outcome paths. Quantum tunneling particles skipping classical barriers, bypassing normal space-time restrictions like phase-locked portals. Quantum coherence, stability of a dimensional access point, measurement collapse, gate activation, selecting one path among infinite possibilities. Now, consciousness as the Stargate key is what we're talking about here, because remember, people are rebuilding these things because they see that there is a relationship, and most people already know that there is a relationship with these energies and the real world, okay, the living world. And so they want to explore these other dimensions because maybe they can live their dreams, right? Live their fantasies. Whatever, you can live your fantasies today. Sexy battle time all the way, and paintball and combat sports and creativity and art and racing and yeah, all kinds of stuff. You can do that here on Earth. Okay. Anyways, that's part of the mega project. So join the mega project. Anyways, so consciousness as the Stargate key. Okay. Now, as I was mentioning before, we're working on bioresonant suits. Okay, where the suits work on your own electricity and enhance and amplify your own electricity and feed it right back to you. Okay, your own energy. All right. Now, before the suits, this would be, you can say the suit is like a tier two. Okay, tier two kind of technology, like what some people would say in the Halo Forerunners. The less advanced, the more higher the tier, right? So tier two, all right, it's suit, it's advanced, but not as advanced as tier one, which is just wearing, for example, crystals or copper and arranging things a certain way within your body so you can become sensitive to your energy, your internal energies, and how it relates with the outer world. And then, tier, I call it the singular point, is just returning and finding this power within yourself and your being all in itself in relationship with the world as well. So we can look at this suit as basically a tier two model. All right. Now, when we combine this concept of the Stargate with the quantum computers and quantum capacity, the quantum capacities of these computers, yeah, if I said that right, we combine it with the bioresonant suits. Well, now we have a quantum computer as a micro Stargate processor. The biosuit is the key in aligning the harmonic frequency because it interacts with the body, okay, and the environment as an anchoring reality framework. So essentially, you're just phasing from this point, I'm right here, and right here can be also here at a different point. Maybe it could be here, and your project or whatever you're working on is built while you're working on it. Of course, you don't just wish-washy. You gotta, put the work to it, and you embody it, and you embody that creativity and that reality, and then you find yourself motivated and inspired and doing the work you need to do, such as either making videos, sharing knowledge, wisdom, etc. Whatever work that falls into all of, it all connects. All those dots connect. All those different things that you find important, that some of you, especially entrepreneurs, just can't leave off to the side. You're connecting it all into one. And if you're doing that, you're doing a great job. Okay. So now here is an experimental speculation. Quantum micro Stargate jump, a QEC, quantum environmental computer, tunes into a coherent quantum state. The user's emotional/energetic field, monitored and stabilized by a bioresonance suit, matches specific parameters. I would say it would have to also be stabilized by grounding oneself with nature, okay? Because that's very important. The quantum system initiates entangled field bridging, linking local reality to a specific quantum coordinate like a Stargate address. Because you're a star, we get it. And instead of classical teleportation, the user shifts into resonance with that alternate quantum layer, effectively arriving without spatial movement. So it can literally be, all of that is literally explaining that it can literally just be, we're talking about the potential to just be in this position right here in the present moment. And if I want a flying saucer and I can think of everything and make it so freaking real that I embrace the state fully, then I sit in that, have to get through the doubts and the resistance, have to transmute that in meditation. I would sit in that, and the assistance of these devices will only work with my energy and the environment and bring that a lot more closer. So then, next thing I know, after the meditation is done, all of a sudden I'm speaking with someone and they're offering me a ship. What? Or offering me to help build a ship. And this example that I'm using right now has happened to many of you when you are doing a meditation and you're looking for a goal. So that's why I say, if you understand that and you understand and comprehend what I just said, that's why I call that the tier zero, or what I would call first gen, or the most important divine tech, which is you, yourself, your consciousness, bridging all these things together, seeing the relation with you. Okay. Now, possible real world analogs. IBM's quantum computers use, and I got to change this laptop, use super cooled superconducting qubits, conditions found near black holes or neutron stars. Okay. D wave systems operate via quantum annealing and optimization process, potentially matching reality altering wave function collapses. Like literally breaking through a glass, like breaking through a wall, essentially. Now, if these systems were augmented by environmental biofeedback, crystal field amplifiers, or even living systems like plants or mycelium, the result might simulate a micro-dimensional phase gate. Okay? Now, that's all the AI decided to explain, and I like how it explains it because, yeah, when it's clear in my head, reading and listening to how others explain it, I can find the uniqueness, but I also find the similarities. Okay? You just have to read. All right, the context, perspectives, they're all interconnected. Okay, they all carry a big piece of the puzzle. Now let me just put this here. All right, y'all. So that's all I have for y'all today. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Namaste. Remember to join the Mega Project, okay? And let me just go ahead and put it right here. And I have some more people I have to contact now. Um, I have several. Hey, kudos to the ice bath. If you're watching this, kudos to the ice plunge people that I met. Um, this is a great project. Yeah, I'm tired. I really am. Even the coffee was it was good, but man, I'm super tired, dude. Like, oh, I love to do camping, and the mosquitoes were crazy. But at the same time, being on these computers for too much can really make me tired. Anyways, y'all, got some more work to do. So join the Mega Project. I hope that video was informative and inspirational to many of you. All right, embrace your intelligence, embrace your knowledge, embrace your wisdom. All right, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand. It doesn't take a genius to connect dots. Okay, if you're very observant in your life, you can connect the dots. Okay, you can connect the dots. You don't have to waste time with anything else because, like I've said before, there's a lot to do. Okay, so anyways, I'm also offering anybody who needs help with their daily accounting needs. If you want to keep track of your receipts on a daily, I can hook you up with that because that's very easy. I'm using something called well, I don't want to say the name right now until I get. I mean, I said it before, but I just don't want to say it right now. So I'm using a very cool tool online to keep track of expenses, and it's very nice. I take a picture, I upload, and essentially anyone who I'm doing business or any businesses involved with anyone who I'm doing business with can all get in the same workspace box, chat box, and all balance their books at the same time. This is leading to the potential to actually redistribute equity and refunds all in one day or one night. Anyone can get on board, and it should definitely assist in getting rid of the national debt. All right. And again, we should just start over, man, because I mean, we're infinite. So let's not waste time with trying to flex power and ego. We have no time for that. There's too much cool things stuff to do. And the people who are busy having fun and enjoying life and sharing love, they're busy doing stuff. Okay. So keep up or shut up, as I say. Peace.